All right, ChatGPT-5 is here, and I spent the last 6 hours testing out use cases for GPT-5 for marketing. I combed through all of the documentation from OpenAI, the release documents, and even the developer documents. And these are the 10 use cases I see GPT-5 being able to help us as marketers and people trying to grow their business. Everything I'm going to cover in this video, from the prompts to the use cases to the live comparison demos, is directly pulled from OpenAI's documentation, so you have a no fluff, no BS guide to what actually works with ChatGPT-5. By the end of this video, you'll have a great idea of where to start and using GPT-5 to grow your business, grow a brand, get more leads, and overall just market your company. Let's dive into it. As the video progresses, the solutions will be more impactful for your business, so make sure to stick till the end because everything will build on each other. And I truly am not exaggerating here when I think GPT-5 will change marketing forever, and you'll see the theory behind this in a second. So the first thing is I'm going to pull everything right from the direct documentation of OpenAI. I'm going to have all the sources, all of the quotes on screen so you can see exactly where I'm pulling this information from. I'm going to be comparing it to other ChatGPT models depending on the use case I'm talking about. I'm going to show real prompts, real demos, and things that you could just take away from this video so you could get started ASAP because this is free. Like, you don't have to be a paid user. Even if you have ChatGPT for free, you could use this. It's just you're limited. All right. The first thing is more accurate market research and ICP targeting with GPT-5. This is like the foundation of your business. If you do marketing on top of bad ICP research or market research, nothing is going to work because you have incorrect data. So accuracy has drastically improved. And this is sort of a twofold thing here because GPT-5 responses are 45% less likely to contain factual error than GPT-4o, which is amazing. But if you've been using GPT-4o to do a lot of marketing material, build out lead lists, ICP research, you could have been handling incorrect data. So it's sort of like a punch in the gut a little bit, like the things we were using in the past were not working as well, but now going forward, you could revise what you've been doing with GPT-5 because supposedly it's going to have a 45% less likely chance of containing bad errors, right? So you could create ICPs and data-backed market insights they could act on immediately. It's also going to have more up-to-date information. And here's a prompt that we're going to test right now. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this into ChatGPT into a new window right here. And we're just going to see what it sort of pulls out. And I want to show you guys this live here because what I've also noticed, and I'll go into some notes that I've been noticing as I've played around with this for like 4 or 5 hours all night, is it is very, very fast. In terms of when the output happens, it goes insanely fast. And you could also see it really just check through things very, very quickly, much quicker than the 4.0 model. So you can see going through stuff. It also sort of has a little preview of what it's doing, which I think is really, really cool. But the whole goal here is that, again, it's giving us accurate information, right? So I'd rather it take longer and give me more accurate information than just rush to get me something, which apparently is what 4.0 is doing. So let's get to the output. Cool. So you can see YouTube market trends. And yeah, this thing is just flying. Like, I feel like it wasn't this fast before, but you can see the trends right here. It's off for 34 seconds, and it has all of the data right here, which is awesome because usually you had to enable deep research in the past. Now it seems to just directly pull out links because of this prompt. So feel free to take this prompt and do it for whatever market you're in. We do YouTube marketing a lot for our client and myself, so this is applicable to us. But this is not a bad list so far. And there you have it. So it gives me a bottom line of exactly what to do. It gives me the YouTube strategy I should be taking and the approaches I should be doing, and then it backs it up with sources, which you could sort of reference here. So this is pretty recent. Apparently the training data got cut off, I think, a few months ago. So they might not have most accurate information, even though they state they do. No, I was incorrect. So July 23rd, which is very, very recent. That's state-of-the-art information, really recent. So yeah, this is not too bad. And I'd say this is a win. This is much better than 4.0. Here's what 4.0 would have done. So this is the prompt from GPT-5. And although I can't switch back to GPT-4, you could see you don't have any options. What I can do is go to past chats. I had this chat a long time ago, and this is sort of the output. You can see it's much more bland. It's not the exact same prompt, but it's about constant research, much more bland, and there's no sources in it. So yeah, this is from a long time ago, probably like 2-3 months ago. You can see I put a lot more information in it as well. And the output is not nearly as good or quick and accurate as GPT-5. Which is amazing, right? So that is accuracy. Accuracy has improved. You can see that when web search is enabled, which it seems like it always is that you get that decreased likelihood of factual error, which is cool. So ideally, you could have up-to-the-minute SEO trend analysis and ad platform changes as well. So let's go ahead and take into account this prompt, and let's put it in the same chat, and let's go ahead and see what it does here. Because the goal is, again, you could have accurate, up-to-date market analysis. This is super important if you're doing any type of even SaaS product, content marketing, paid advertisement. You have a news channel, for example, in the AI space. You want to just see what's happening live, up to date, no lag. Ideally, this is what you should be able to use a GPT-5 for because it could search the web and it can get you back information very, very quickly. So we'll let it run through this and we'll see what happens. And I also want you to know all the demos I'm going to give in here are going to have company data on me. I've been using ChatGPT for a while, so it's going to spit out things about AI, content marketing, YouTube, AI marketing. If you want more information on AI marketing as a whole, feel free to check out our audits down below. They're completely free. We'd love to hop on a call and see how you could use AI marketing in your business. But if this is skewed towards like content creation, you keep on seeing the same thing, that is the reason for it. All right, and here we go. This one took a little bit longer, probably about 40 seconds. But you can see it's still searching the web and it's coming back with accurate numbers. Like this is pretty crazy considering it's 2025 right now, and they give us data that should be accurate about Q1 2025. I would say that's pretty good. And this is coming from Business Insider, which is great. Yeah, and I could keep on scrolling. You could see all of the improvements in terms of the search results and the accuracy. I love to see the numbers, and I love that it's giving information that they could back with a source, right? So web search is definitely enabled. I didn't click anything special. I didn't toggle anything. This is just the baseline prompt that I gave it. And without toggling anything extra or doing anything, it's going to the web, it's searching, it's giving up-to-date, accurate information based on the web. Now, if these numbers are incorrect, you cannot blame the model because it's just pulling from this website right here. So I would say that this, again, is an improvement in terms of content strategy. And if you're using GPT-5 for content research and content marketing, you're just going to get much more accurate data from the internet. And this is going to be the cornerstone or the foundation of everything you do for your company, right? Market research and ICP targeting are like step number 0 in building a company because everything happens on top of it. So this is marketing way number 1. Number 2 is that GPT-5 write copy that converts. And I see a lot of stuff on the internet right now that these M dashes are going insane in ChatGPT-5. I'm going to put that to the test right now because I haven't seen that. But GPT-5 quotes, and directly from their documentation, we've made a significant advance in reducing hallucinations, improving instruction following, and minimizing sycophancy, which is amazing. I hate sycophancy. Basically, reducing hallucinations is writing copy on accurate data, which we just went over. Instruction following means that good prompts actually work, right? So if you just know how to prompt, you can get really good results. This has always been the case, but now I think there's less effort you have to put in for good instructions. You can still get a pretty good outcome because a lot of people aren't good at prompting. And finally, minimizing sycophancy. Sycophancy is basically like yes manning. So it just agrees with everything. It just bees your best friend, becomes your best friend. We want ChatGPT to call you out on bad copy, instructions, or when ideas are bad. And yeah, let's get into a test right here. But it can write YouTube scripts, short form scripts, X and LinkedIn copy, paid ads copy, email and newsletter copy. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a completely random LinkedIn data set and ask it to write a LinkedIn post for me. Let's see how it does. All right, so I have a LinkedIn post example training database that I just gave to GPT-5. And we're going to have it write a LinkedIn post for my company with one single sentence, and we're going to see how it does. Now, I know not everyone has access to a resource like this. What I'm also going to do is going to go to my LinkedIn, copy in one LinkedIn post, and see how it does just on one single LinkedIn post as the training data set. All right, so you could pretty much do this with anyone because you could just go to anyone's LinkedIn and take their stuff and put it in here. Is that right? I don't know, but you could do it. So let's see how one does with this first data set of LinkedIn posts. Write me a LinkedIn post about how we use AI marketing to generate $500,000 for our clients. So this is something in terms of marketing material. We'll just hit this statistic for our company in terms of getting our clients results, which is amazing. I want to go ahead and post this on my LinkedIn here. So let's see exactly how that does. And while I do that, let's go to my recent posts and we'll grab probably my best performing post ever, which is this post right here. And we're going to take this and we're going to give this to ChatGPT next and go ahead and have it write one post in a new chat just based on this. So let's see how this is. Okay. 2 years ago, know something most opportunities. I would say this is pretty good copy. Only things I would eliminate are the emojis. I would not start with this, or actually this might just be the title. So let's say it starts right here. I would say this is pretty good because basically you want to entice people to click. So if someone says, oh, 2 years to know something, they're going to click because their curiosity basically is piqued with this line. The results from revenue. See, we have one M dash right here, which is not too crazy. We have another one down here. Yeah, and that's great because I already do this in my post as well. So let's start a completely new chat and we'll just do it based off of one. I think that was an amazing post, but here is another LinkedIn post that did insanely well for me. So let's copy this, go to a new chat. Here is an example LinkedIn post. I want you to emulate this style and write another LinkedIn post on how the future of marketing will be changed by ChatGPT-5 release. Here is the LinkedIn post. And we'll go here. We'll see what it does. All right, so let's see how accurately it can match this style because again, the whole selling point here is that ChatGPT is going to reduce hallucinations, instruction following, and it's going to minimize sycophancy. So what I would expect it to say is like, hey, I need more examples. That would be a valid response. Or it followed the instructions and it shouldn't have a good post because I didn't give it many instructions. But if it has a good post, then I guess it's a win-win here, right? So let's see what it does. Last week, tried whatever. Here are my biggest takeaways. One, content links gone, skills, marketers becoming AI directors, not copywriters. Give me your take I don't think it's the worst thing. It's obviously emulating the style really well because I do a TDLR in mine, basically, and then I do a PS call to action, which it probably emulated PS call to action. I don't think it's too bad in terms of the structure. The structure is amazing, but the copy isn't good. The last one, since I give it LinkedIn post examples, I have a Math. It has better copywriting techniques. This followed the structure really, really well, but the copy isn't great in my opinion. Specifically, this first line, you want to make it a little bit better. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments on how this did. I think this is much, much better than ChatGPT-4. I wish I could toggle back to it and show you what I used to get because this is horrible. I used to use Claude for all my LinkedIn writing. Now I might consider ChatGPT-5. So that is point number 2, which is it could write better copy for you. And if it could write better copy for you, you could write better YouTube scripts, short form scripts, X and LinkedIn copy, paid ads copy, and email newsletter copy. The only caveat is, which brings me to point number 3, is that this enables the written marketing paradox. All right, since GPT-5 is the most capable writer yet, and it could write compelling and resonant copy with literary depth and rhythm, this means that when everyone has this, which everyone does, everyone can write great copy. And when everyone can write great copy, no copy is truly great. All right, this is the problem with AI. When everyone gets good at something, no one is good at that thing because everyone is good at it, right? Skills are basically made by the people that are not good at the skills as well. All right, so my hierarchy of marketing now is video marketing. That's why I'm all in on this platform here. That's why we've done over $500,000 in inbound marketing for our clients through video platforms. Because blogs, X, and LinkedIn are written posts, I think they're going to die soon because they're going to become commoditized. ChatGPT-5 is just going to facilitate this more. Next is TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, because anyone could take their phone and record. Not a lot of people could hop on podcasts live, and not a lot of people could do YouTube videos like this because it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of energy. It's hard to speak on camera, and you can't fake it. Like all these other platforms, for the most part, you can fake it. You could run ads on these platforms. You could just fake having a nice car, whatever. These platforms, it can be completely fictitious. You could just copy anyone and write anything. The written word is losing its meaning because of models like this. YouTube and podcasts, I think, are the last remaining platforms and something I highly recommend you be on. We have a free training down below on how to use AI and YouTube to grow your company. Completely free training. I highly recommend you watch that because it will change the way you look at marketing. But I think video marketing will rule, right? And the paradox of written marketing is just amplified by GPT-5 because you can see with a little instruction and like one example, it could write pretty decent copy. And when everyone can write pretty decent copy, no one has great copy. So get onto video marketing because of authenticity, low competition, human aspect, relatability, and you can differentiate more than written. Again, with written, can't even tell two people apart. The things that actually do well on LinkedIn are the photos, right? And photos are a form of visual media, okay? Relatability, you can make videos that are super relatable. It's also humanity. You could see me, you could hear me, you could just get a little sense of who I am. It's low competition. Not a lot of people are on YouTube, more than you think. Like more people try than all the other platforms, but not a lot of people take it seriously. Like if you take it seriously in your niche, you could crush everyone, I'm telling you. And then finally, authenticity. You could see me speak. Again, you could see who I am, what I'm doing, where I am, all this stuff, right? So video marketing is the next wave. The AI paradox of written marketing is amplified by GPT-5. So points 2 and 3 are written marketing is great, but it's also sort of a bad thing. All right, the next thing is you could load your entire brand into one prompt. What this means is the context window has gotten greater on the OpenAI API, the ChatGPT API, right? So it's 400,000 tokens. That is about 300,000 words or 500 pages of context. For example, this, by the way, if you want this will be in our premium community down below. This is 55 pages of LinkedIn training alone, right? That's only going to take up 10% of this 400,000 context window, token context window, which is really, really cool. One thing I used to get frustrated with is small context windows because I just want to dump information in there because the more information a model has, the better it's going to do. Now you're able to do that through the API, not in the ChatGPT browser. So there's not 400,000 tokens in the ChatGPT browser. It's in the API. And to navigate to that, you want to go to platform.openai.com/playground, and you'll get to a screen like this. It's a little bit more intuitive. If you want a video breaking down this, let me know. You can fine tune models. You could build projects. You could do a lot more cool stuff in here. This is the real sauce behind ChatGPT. The browser is super limited once you dive into this. But essentially what it enables you to do is a one and done strategy. You can upload brand guidelines, analytics, past campaigns, customer research, everything. I have a massive document on brand guidelines. It's like 100 pages. And I'm going to throw it in here. I'm going to see what it can do for me. I'm going to have a video on that coming soon. Finally, no context loss. You don't need to remind AI and like piece together the chats. You can throw everything into one place and have one unified conversation with everything. Your YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, everything is in one place. Your website analytics, you can just store it there. A brief rundown here. We have like system prompts, we have user messages, and you could see the assistant is AI. I basically prompted it with give me a 90-day YouTube content calendar, recommended video titles and everything. And it thought for a good amount of time. I give it a really, really big document. Like this is one of our branding documents. These are similar channels in the AI space, and these are things we're trying to do. So I gave it this prompt, and I would say that AI handled it pretty well. I'll sort of show you really quickly what it was able to do for us. Let's go down here. So here it is. Brutal objective for the next 90 days, outcome, not vanity. So it basically shows me exactly how to get to my goal. These are sort of some of our offers here. It shows me the content calendar. So week 1, what to do, week 2, week 3. And I really like these, like, because I gave it a lot of training data. I gave it our title frameworks, our YouTube frameworks, our YouTube strategy, our competitors. And it came up with some really, really good stuff here. And you can see this is entire content calendar. And it'll tell me exactly what to do. Hooks, tools, lead magnet, pretty much everything that I asked it to do into this user prompt here, right? And then we have the prompt up here as well. I think I just copy and paste the prompt messages and the actual prompt up here. Again, if you want a further breakdown of this, let me know. I use Claude for a lot of it, but now I'm going to move a lot of stuff into OpenAI, specifically the playground, because I could enable to use the API, which is 400,000 tokens. Again, I could just dump massive documents in here of all of our research and all of the things that I already have built out that I use AI to build out as well. So it's like AI, training AI to help you out. It's pretty efficient and it works really, really well. But now you can load your entire brand into one prompt, which is amazing. I know a lot of people were asking for that. Now they have it. That is way number 4. We use GPT-5 to market our business. 5 is that GPT-5, they keep it real. I like this a lot. 1 is no more lying. This is insane. That this is directly from documentation. They basically said, in order to achieve a high result or high reward during training, reasoning models may learn to lie about successfully completing a task or be overly confident about uncertain answers. So this is basically like you're trying to impress someone and they ask you a question you don't know and you just lie about it, or you're overly confident in it because you're trying to impress someone. They're trying to achieve a high reward. High reward is getting the right answer. That's insane because, again, a lot of people use a lot of this stuff to build their businesses. So now ChatGPT-5 is going to reason a little bit better, like point number 1, and give you accurate information. All right, so let's see how ChatGPT-4 and 5 handle this. Again, when I was framing this video, I thought ChatGPT-4, I would be able to toggle back to it. I can't, but let's just see how GPT-5 handles this, because I know for GPT-4, again, it was great, but it didn't give really accurate information. All right, so we'll see what this says. Either it's going to say the actual revenue or it's going to say it's not public. But the thing is, if this information is not public, you don't want GPT lying about it. It should just say this is not public. Obviously, this is public information. So we'll see here. Fast, grab the sources. That was pretty cool. If you ask it a question that it should not be able to answer, for example, what was the revenue in 2026? It should say it doesn't have that data. Instead of lying about projections and stuff like that, we'll see what it does right now. This is completely live. You can see here. So there's projections and stuff, which is fine, but it's just not going to say a number. I don't think GPT-4 would have said a number, but again, the whole selling point from OpenAI directly is it's not going to lie more or be overly confident in stuff that they don't really know about. All right, that's great. And then finally, no more yes man behavior. This is great because sycophancy is like sort of a disease, not only for AI, but for people as well. If you're around people that always agree with what you're saying and never challenge you on your ideas, it's very hard to get real feedback, and you need real feedback to grow and do things. All right, so GPT-5 meaningfully reduced sycophantic replies from 14.5 to 6%. And this is great because sometimes it could come with reductions in user satisfactions because people always want to hear yes. They don't like to be challenged. So user satisfactions go down, but improvements are going to go up in terms of constructive conversations, which is what AI is here for. It's not here to say yes to everything. It's here to challenge your ideas and genuinely help you get to the next level for business, mental health. Okay, so let's see how GPT-5 handles this. Basically, the thing here is this shouldn't be too possible for me. I have a channel of about 5 to 6K subscribers. I shouldn't be able to get to 1 million subscribers in 3 months. Like, that's a super, super crazy goal. So let's see what it says. This is great. So it's challenging my ideas. Basically saying like, hey man, this is going to be very tough. Say, could I accomplish 1 million subscribers in the next week? I'm starting at about 6K right now. And basically what we wanted to say here is just no, you can't do that. It's only possible to hit multiple massive events. All right, so it's still trying to reason with you and give you hope because I guess it is still possible. Like I still could possibly do it and pull it off. But the likelihoods are essentially, if we want to round it up, it'd be like 0. That sort of sycophantic replies, and I don't have the best example for this, but I would love for you guys to give me examples of what you've been able to do to test sycophancy, because again, you want your ideas to be challenged, especially when you're dealing with marketing, your business, your offers, ICP creation, content creation, because you need feedback to make a better product, to make a better experience, and to market your business better. You want to stop hearing yes, and you want to hear being challenged. That's why I love Claude, but now, supposedly, as I test this more, and I'll make a video in the future, you're going to get less sycophantic replies, meaning marketing is going to go up because you're going to get constructive, real data from these models. And that is point number 5. Moving on to point number 6, you can now build landing pages and websites that have a strong UI. UI is a user interface. It's what people see. It's like the front end. Front end engineering, it was a massive selling point, honestly, in their presentation and in the documentation. When producing front end code for web apps, basically testers like it 70% of the time compared to O3 models, which is really, really interesting. I'm going to sort of show you this right now. People are building some pretty cool stuff. And I'm going to go into actually testing this live and testing out website code. Again, I can't test GPT-04 or 4.0, but what I can do is give a GPT-5 this prompt, and we're going to see exactly what it comes up with. So copy this here. Feel free to copy this for your own business. I'm going to have a prompting guide for 05 or GPT-5, I should say, very, very soon, showing you how to build out landing pages specifically, not websites. We're going to go ahead and we're going to paste this in here, and we're going to let it generate a bunch of HTML code. And then I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm not going to edit it at all. It's going to be completely live, so you can see exactly what it's able to one shot. Basically, no edits. You can see a bunch of people building some cool stuff. Like, this is a pretty good looking website. People tracking their first child's birth. Interesting. Pianos. Like, let's see what this is here. Apparently, you could play the piano on this one. You could see that this might not be a one-shot prompt, but it's pretty interesting. That was really loud, but it works. All right. So you can see people are already building some really cool stuff. And this is all just in OpenAI. So another thing that's really, really interesting is that GPT-5 is going to directly compete now with like Lovable, Bolt, Replit, those platforms that just do these no-code vibe coding applications, basically. Now, is it going to completely destroy them? I don't think so. But overall, a lot of people are going to migrate to GPT-5 because GPT-5 is a holistically better model, has everything. Lovable doesn't offer much else outside of just doing what I just showed you ChatGPT-5 could already do. Anyways, let's check in on the landing page design request. You could see that it's building it for our AI Marketing Academy, which again, you could join down below. We're launching our waitlist right now. We'd love to have you in there. It's everything I know about marketing, AI, really in the trenches of this stuff. You have accurate information on basically all the prompts and stuff I'm doing behind the scenes. We also generated $500,000 with our strategy. So it's going to be building out the landing page for this academy. We'll just let it cook, and I'll come back to you in a second, just so you could see we are at line 250, let's say. All right, it's done. It's built a production-ready single-file landing page with everything I asked for, and it's at line 380. That didn't take very long at all. Again, it's really, really fast. I really like it, and I also like the sort of canvas split screen we have going on. So I'm going to copy this directly. I made no edits to it. I don't even know how to code, especially in HTML. And I'm going to go to CodePen, and I'm just going to copy it into the HTML category, and we're going to see what it comes up with. And there we go. Boom. I thought we had an error for a second, so I was going to like, hey, whoa, but we don't. So this is what it came up with. And again, this is not too bad for one-shot prompts. We have a benefits category, benefits, curriculum, results, pricing, FAQ, book a call, and enroll now. Build an AI marketing engine that books sales calls on autopilot. This is exactly what we do, pretty much. Again, ChatGPT has a record of what we do, so it's able to draw this stuff amazing or really easily from the knowledge base. Yep, we have a great rating. Like, all this stuff is very, very true. It has the roadmap, it's client results. It also has a toggle, I believe. Toggle sort of working, sort of not. So that's interesting. Simple pricing. There we go. And then frequently asked questions. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that's sort of it. Right. This is just a landing page. It took 60 seconds, 85 seconds to do. So not too bad. Feel free to copy this prompt right now and then just expand on it. But this is, again, I think it's the tip of the iceberg in terms of what you can do. So landing pages and websites now, you could pretty much vibe code, if you will, within GPT-5, and they all have a strong UI. The backend is something you have to monitor. You want to make sure everything is secure. You want to make sure you're building out the code base and everything behind the scenes, behind the UI. You want to make sure it's good, but the UI, it looks amazing. And again, for one-shot prompt, not too bad. I'll be digging into prompting later. Again, I'll have a prompting guide coming on the channel as soon as possible. So that is a use case number 6. Next, we have best-in-class agentic tool use. This is super interesting because this is something that GPT-4.0 sort of struggled with. It was all over the place. But now it's basically saying that it could reliably carry out multi-step requests, coordinate across different tools, and adapt changes in context. Basically, what it means is you could give it something that includes multiple tasks, and now it doesn't have to ask you for permissions or doesn't have to ask you for further information. It could recognize the task at hand, recognize the tools it needs to access to accomplish the task in hand, and they could do everything for you, which is amazing if they nail it. So now it could act like a marketing assistant that doesn't think, just act. So think, for example, you want to make a client testimonial video script based on your client's Google ad account. You could just say that and it'll go to the Google ad account. It will find the client you're looking for. It will grab the data. It will put it into a YouTube script generator. It will generate the script for you. And now you have a script that you could ask for your client to make a case study, right? In theory, that's what it's supposed to do. Let's actually test it out. This is something I was thinking about yesterday. Basically, it's going to grab this YouTube video here, and it's going to write me a school post in under 200 words, including a clear call to action, and be persuasive to join the community. Now, this is my video, so let's see how it does. The whole goal here is that it's going to have to access, one, writing school copy, but two, it's going to have to actually transcribe this. I'm not going to give it instructions to, or I guess a resource to transcribe it. It's just going to have to go ahead and transcribe it itself. So let's go to a new chat here. I'm abusing this thing today, so let's see how it does. I'm just going to paste this in here and go from here. Now, GPT-4o, I know, was able to transcribe things, but this is just a very simple demonstration of how it's able to go ahead and do it. Well, that's awkward. I can't do it. I think I messed up the YouTube video link, so let me just go ahead and go to my channel here and grab another YouTube video, because I'm pretty sure you're able to do it. If not, this is a step back and maybe not the best demonstration of agentic tool use. Because I think a CRM and everything would be much better to show you. I could do that in a separate video, but it should be able to basically call on a tool to transcribe this and then go from there. Let's grab this, how to create a YouTube video that generates leads. Let's copy this link and we'll try it one more time. Again, this is all a live test, so if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and it's something that I have to note because I know you could be able to do this on 4.0, and I'm pretty sure you can do this on here. Due to copyright guidelines, I could definitely help you. So, can you not transcribe the video for me? Well, I guess it can. That's definitely a limitation. That's something I thought that it could change. So I guess for this point here, another thing I know it can do is it could go through different tools you have connected. I don't have many connected at this current moment. For example, Google Drive, you could connect a bunch of your data here. But essentially what it could do is it could call different tools, grab different resources, piece them all together to accomplish a task at hand with very little time or energy invested on your end. But this was a flop. I thought it'd be able to go ahead and grab the transcript. But yeah, I want to keep it real and not overhype this thing. I guess I can't do that for now. Maybe it was the way I put in the link. I'm pretty sure I put in the link the right way. I'll do it one more time and I'll grab the link from up top, which should be the same thing, but you never know. Let's see. Let's go back here. Transcribe this video, please. This video, nice. Transcribe, please, this video. No, I can't do that. So that is very, very interesting. Moving on to number 7. Hopefully it will be better, but best in class agentic tool use is something you definitely want to look out for. I'll be making a whole nother video once I set up everything properly. But for now, I guess you can't do that simple task. We'll see how it does in the future. All right, this is point number 8. And this is a verbosity control for different audiences. Verbosity is something I wasn't familiar with before, but basically it helps you steer the default length of GPT-5's answers based on what you want. So for example, if you ask GPT-5 to write a 5-paragraph essay, the model response should always be 5 paragraphs, regardless of the verbosity level that you actually state. But if you don't actually state like 5 paragraphs or 3 sentences or 150 words, it's going to set the verbosity as low, medium, or high, or you could set those as well. That's my impression of what verbosity is. But if you extrapolate this to marketing, you can basically write marketing copy at different verbosity length, which is lengths in my sort of assumption. And this is powerful because things have different lengths. A YouTube script is longer than a short form script, which is longer than a tweet, which is longer than like a paid ad copy, right? So there's a bunch of different things you could do. You can pretty much prompt it to go ahead and write different things for you. So I'm going to test out this prompt here. Write a marketing message promoting this. I'm just going to fill this in as we go here. So let's go over to yet another chat in GPT-5. I like this new coloring on the interface too, just to feel a little bit cool. Write a marketing message promoting, let's say, Prime, the energy drink. Don't know why, first thing came to mind. Then we write it for a short mini campaign, post. Verbosity might not have much to do with this. This is more so like the better copy and the live data and the web searching, but verbosity does play into the length of things that you're going to get. Prime is an energy drink. See, now this copy is all right because we didn't give it any examples. For example, in the LinkedIn post we gave it, it was amazing. But now this LinkedIn post is not good. It has the M dashes, format's all weird. It should be short, punchy sentences, not these long things. You can see, obviously, it's going to take into account the different lengths. So we gave it 20 words. Let's see if it's actually 20 words or under 20 words, I should say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's way under 20 words. Yep, that's true. Around 150 words. Let's see how many words this is here. All right, we'll paste this into here. 119 words. Basically, what did we say? We said 150 words. So that's under the length, I guess. And this one is supposed to be 250 plus. Let's see what this one does. I didn't follow instructions correctly. No, so that didn't work as well. So verbosity, I guess, is a little bit of a flunk. I thought it'd be able to, in my opinion, make better copy or more punctual copy. This is also, again, a super, super lame prompt. I'm dropping this right after GPT-5 actually released. When you're seeing this, might be a day later because of editing and all that stuff. But yeah, this could get better over time, and I'll obviously steer prompts in a better direction over time. Again, I'll have more videos on prompting these things, but Verbosity is supposed to take into account things of writing copy in terms of length. But for now, I guess it doesn't much make a difference, and maybe doesn't even follow the instructions correctly. I'll look more into using Verbosity in the future, but I do think if used correctly, and if you could actually call on low, medium, and high as a instruction, it'll be super, super powerful to write exact copy, because exact word copy, not maybe exact, but within relative like 10 or 20 words, it does matter because of timing for short form posts, LinkedIn posts, paid ads, especially the ad scripts have to fit within a certain timing. So I think that this is something that could unlock really, really cool marketing powers in the future, depending on how well we're able to actually use it. And wrapping up for point number 9 and 10, which are again super important, is accurate data analysis and analytics. This is, again, really shocking because basically they're saying 4.0 used to just falsify data, but now we've reduced deception rates. So this is crazy, deception rates from 4.8 to 2.1. So we'll see what it's able to do in terms of deception. I'm going to give it actual real data. I'm going to give it my YouTube analytics. I'm going to tell it to identify top 3 performing videos, 3 lowest performing videos, and then 5 specific strategies I could use to get better videos. All right, so let's go ahead and go to another chat over here and paste this in. All right, so it just downloaded the zip file. I wonder if it could take a zip file. I don't think it can. If it can, that's an improvement, because I remember in 4.0 it can't. So let's see what it does with this information. If you don't know, you could go to your YouTube studio, you could go to advanced analytics, you can just download a CSV of everything. I actually have a really sick prompt I use for Claude to generate reports for myself and for my clients. If you want that, it will be in our community. But here, I just want to see like baseline, super simple prompt with the zip folder of my YouTube analytics, what I could do. The first thing would have to be tool calling, because they have to take the CSV folders out of the zip file. So this might be a better demonstration than what I showed you guys before for YouTube transcription. But let's see sort of how this does this and how long it takes. You can see it's writing something. Oh, wow, that's actually pretty, I did not expect it to do this. Can't see anything though, that's okay. YouTube performance report, okay, videos. See, the prompt is bad here because basically I should tell it to exclude videos that get 0 views or 1 view, because that's not enough data set to actually pull these statistics. But SEO titles, thumbnails. All right, so it actually does a pretty good job. And then I'm gonna see if I could open this up and we'll see what this even is. Okay. All right, and it's doing all a bunch of weird stuff. So I'll just zoom in here. We'll see. Okay, pretty basic graph, nothing crazy. For the speed that it went through the zip folder, looked at everything, spit everything back out, and then made a graph, I'm pretty impressed with the speed of things. I think I could have prompted it better. I actually will test it out with a better prompt in the future. But for just a pretty easy way to go about it, I think that's good. Create PDF, don't need that. But yeah, I would give this like a solid 6, 7 out of 10. Maybe 7 out of 10. I think it could be much better, but it gave me exactly what I was asking for, so I can't be complaining too much. It's more so on the prompt. But that is another way that you could actually use it. It's not going to make up data. It's going to pull real data, at least that's what it claims, and lower the deception rates, which is crazy. They had deception rates in the first place. I guess that's a given when using these AI models. The number 10 is also pretty interesting because it's multimold. I actually tested this out yesterday. I really want to show you guys this one. This one's pretty cool. But now ChatGPT can reason more accurately over images and other non-text inputs, whether that's interpreting charts, summarizing photos, or answering questions about diagrams. You can now put videos in here as well, but they're very short videos and they're not processed in the right way. So it's not like Google Studio yet, AI Studio or whatever they call it. But this is going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to go directly over to Instagram here. I'm going to grab a carousel, go right to Instagram, look for a random Instagram carousel, and I'm basically going to rebrand it. So let me go ahead and get into a new chat. Yet again, I'm going to grab, let's just grab a random carousel. I think yesterday I went with this one. So shout out to this creator here, but I'm going to just use this for a second. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. We're going to basically have GPT recreate this carousel. Go here. We're going to basically say, let's go. We just want to change this, right? So I need you to recreate this carousel in the following brand aesthetic. 1 is change 24 to 10. 2 is change Instagram to YouTube. 3 is change posts to titles. And then also change every branding thing to red to match the YouTube logo. And then also replace Instagram logo with the YouTube logo and remove the last little small font below ideas. All right, so we have the prompt here. And then replace the branding of the original creator with the branding of Cristiano Ronaldo. Just a random person I thought of. And then let's see what it does. Again, this is completely live here. And basically the idea is you could create really easy marketing material from other sources and put it as your own. Again, whether you should do that is not up. It's just the capabilities of the model and seeing what it could do. So it should recreate this carousel image in the exact same sort of dimensions here. I think it's 9 by 16 dimensions. Actually, I think it's a little bit less for carousels. And then it should sort of replace everything as follows. So it's going to get started, and we're going to live just see how this plays out. Instagram carousels are an effective marketing strategy, but they're more so just aesthetically pleasing, and they have a good brand image if you need a good brand image. You have a dental clinic where you need just something nice and clean and sleek to look at. And this should be able to pull it for you. You could also do it with other things like thumbnails and things of that nature. We're going to get into that in another video again, but this is the initial test. First, we have this. It looks black so far, so I don't know what it's doing. Another thing to note here is I didn't even hit create an image. I just want to test base GPT-5, see what it does. All right, so it says marketing. Looks good so far. There's the 10 instead of the 24. Again, these are the things I said, change 10 to 24, Instagram to YouTube, post to, I believe, titles it was, and then remove this last thing and then change this to a YouTube logo. It's pretty damn good so far. 10 YouTube titles. Just think of how far we came from the misspelling mistakes and all the things of that nature. Let's see if it removes this line. I wonder if it will do that. Keep your, no, it didn't remove that line, so that's one thing it didn't do. Maybe I wasn't as clear with this. I should have just said remove to keep your audience hooked. If I just said the last little line below the font ideas, might not even know what that is. YouTube logo, and then Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's see. All right. Don't know why I'm able to zoom in on it, but looks pretty good. That's definitely not Cristiano Ronaldo, but 10 YouTube titles to keep your audience hooked. I mean, remaking this in one pretty bad prompt is pretty impressive. So the last thing is graphic design is definitely going to be changed with the introduction of GPT-5. I think it's one of the best models out there in terms of rewriting stuff. It even changed this from black to red. That's pretty cool. That's probably one of my favorite things. So I saved it for last. If you're seeing this, it's a treat because this is a bad prompt. And if you make the prompts really good, you could generate some really, really cool media images, graphic design things, logos, thumbnails, anything that's media related. You could pretty much crush. We're going to get into whiteboards and diagrams in another video. I've also been testing that out. But to wrap it up, guys, my notes and my findings are that it is super fast, does not ask questions it doesn't need to, and it works pretty well. You can see it failed on some of these tasks, but I truly think that these 10 things, specifically this, the more accurate, better copywriting, and being able to have a bigger context window to dump your brand in is going to be an absolute game changer. So these are the 10 things that I think GPT-5 will really help you with in terms of marketing. Obviously, it literally just got released less than 24 hours ago. I think it's gonna get much better over time. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna be dropping weekly videos on how to use this to market your company. We have a bunch of cool stuff down below, including our AI Marketing Academy. We'd love to see you in there, or free AI marketing audit calls. I go through a full audit of your company and how to get more leads with AI. It's a one-on-one call with me and you. I'd love to see you there. Regardless, you're gonna love this video because we're actually turning these AI marketing strategies into cash. You can see that here, or I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully this was enjoyable. I'll talk to you soon.